Coach, you're heading into Hamilton. It's another team that's still really searching for a win. What's the biggest challenge going up against these guys?
They're good. This is not just coach speak. They're a good team. They play everybody tough. It's come down to last second plays, which seems to be a theme in this league. I've been talking every week about how close I think everybody is, and I think it still holds true even though people have different records. And going to play in Hamilton's always a tough deal, so all I know is we'll have to play really well to beat them.
You told us at the post-game presser the other night that Josh Woods was out for the season. Can you give us a little bit more information on what's going on with him?
Yeah, he's going to require knee surgery, and he's out for the year. So we will fully support him, and he's going to be around here rehabbing and doing his thing and contributing in any way that he can. And we will absolutely miss him. But he's already started that process, but it is definitely a next year scenario.
He's a guy who's top 10 in the league in total tackles this season, even though only through 3 games. How do you go about filling that hole?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to completely fill it. So that's the disappointing part. But on the flip side, we're very lucky in the fact we have a lot of veteran linebackers here and guys that have played a lot of football. Guys like Ben Hladek and Bo Lacumbo and Ryder Varga. And all that whole crew, Messam, all those guys are guys that have been around the block and know how to play, so they'll carry the load for us.
Rick, it's year 3 for Vernon in this offense. How much is that playing into the fact of his success, and has Vernon taken his game to the next level with what you've seen so far?
Yeah, number one, I credit him, just the way he shows up every day. We talk about practicing like you mean it. He shows up every day at this facility like he means it. And I also just, for a quarterback, especially that position, that you can have continuity with the coaching and the playbook and who's talking to you and the players around you. That's going to be always a good thing for a quarterback, and I think he's taken advantage of it.
I see number 4 is back out there on the practice field. How long until he's back in the lineup, do you think?
Yeah, it wouldn't be out of the question. Him and TJ Lee both are out practicing this week, and they were practicing. So the good news is the guys on the 6th game can practice for 2 weeks now instead of 1. So we're going to take these 2 weeks to ramp them back up. And I don't know for sure, but if I was a betting man, I think both those guys play in 2 weeks. But that's just me looking at it. But that's got to be our doctors are good with it and all that. But man, they played with suddenness today, I would call it. They weren't tiptoeing around. They were cutting and doing everything. So that was pretty fun to see. Actually gave our football team a lot of energy. They were excited to see both those guys out here.
Just to follow up on Gemma's questions, it feels like the last 3 weeks we've had the same question, playing a winless team. What is it that separates the winless teams from those that
winning close games? I mean, those teams that are 0-4. I mean, between the 0-4 teams, you can ask them how many things came down not only to the last minute but to the last play of the game. So it comes down to winning close games. When you guys have asked me about a good trait I think we have, one of my favorites is our guys haven't been flustered by a close game. In fact, I think they expect it, which they should, and that when it is close and it's coming down to the last few minutes of the game, you try to hunker down and find a way to get it done. And thankfully we've been on the right side of it, and lots for us to work on, but it's way more fun and productive to work on getting better when you're winning than when you're losing.
What's the difference between playing in the East and the West? You've coached in both.
Yeah.
A team like Hamilton go 8-10 2 years in a row and make it to the East Final. Like, what's your thoughts on the different conferences and what it takes to win?
So you're not talking time zones and travel. You're talking about the teams.
Yeah, just the division.
Yeah, I mean they're both. It's kind of been in the West lately where it's been stronger as a group. But I mean, I think you can point this year. There's 3 teams over there with winning records, and so I think it's going to be tough sledding over there. You probably don't see a crossover this year. This is me just talking like a fan. So I think it's going to be pretty balanced this year, and go from there.
He's playing at such a high level. Do you think maybe he's a little bit underappreciated by the fans and the media? So when he has a bad game, it's like, oh, the sky's falling. This is a huge letdown. But he's playing at such a high level to begin with.
Yeah, he's certainly not underappreciated by us. Like I've said ever since he's been here, when he came, whatever year that was, 2022. been excellent for us. So he's never been a letdown for us. And but that's the thing about quarterbacks, right? Is quarterbacks are always going to get the most credit when things go right, and they're always going to get the most blame when things go wrong, which is part of the deal. But anytime he's recognized in a positive way by our fans or the media or whoever, I'm all for it.